Hello, friends and family. Anyone out there? My name is Jasmine. Welcome to your Melancholy Moment Meditation. Today, I wanted to talk about negative thinking or negative thoughts. Those can be thoughts of fear, what ifs, obsessions with results. If you do something, this is what's going to result. If you don't do something, this is what's going to result. Sort of obsessive. I think negative thinking can be obsessive. Even if it's good things that you're thinking about, I think if you're constantly thinking them and there's like an ounce of obsession with it, you kind of have to look at that. Like, what's that about? So yeah, negative thoughts, bad things, thoughts of like not deserving good thoughts, thoughts of things that you've done in the past that have resulted to like your current position in life or whatever, any of that stuff. I have been riddled with negative thoughts lately, so that's why I wanted to do a little meditation on negative thinking, negative thoughts today, because I have really been riddled with it. Not only thoughts about, myself, like bad things happening to me, but just bad, bad energy. So yeah, it's interesting because we also get obsessed with, well, at least I do. I can get obsessed with what my bad thoughts are. Like, I'm aware of them, and then I try to look at what they are instead of putting them under the general umbrella of this is just all the same thing. It's just negative thinking, but I don't need to dissect each one necessarily. Sometimes if I dissect each one, I get thrown further into obsession with them or fixing them, which isn't the most positive place to be in when you're looking at that. Yes, it can feel like you're fixing or you're being productive, but really, like, what's your vibe, you know? So, really thinking about negative thinking and fixing too. Because we can get kind of OCD with that. Like, I know personally, if I think of bad thoughts and I become aware of them, which I'm very good at being aware, oh, that's a bad thought. I also get OCD or sort of superstitious, that thinking that those things are going to actually happen because I'm thinking about them. Thoughts create things, that whole thing that's thrown all over the place in like manifestation text is that your thoughts become things. And that's really terrifying. And also not really true. Because if your thoughts did become things, think about it, your life would be total chaos right now. Like, if everything you thought of really actually came into fruition right away, life would be chaotic. Like, I don't even know if we'd be able to stand. So to some degree, that's not necessarily true. Now, it's the frequency with that, right? So I also can get obsessed with then, oh my gosh, I'm thinking bad thoughts, bad things are going to happen. What am I going to do? And then it's this obsession wheel. And that in itself is a negative thought. So really what I want to get rid of is that. I want to be better just noticing my negative thoughts, not fixing them, and not getting in the wheel of the OCD wheel of, oh my gosh, this is going to happen. I need to knock on my door 10 times to make sure it doesn't happen, or anything weird that you might have like that. Or getting into that cycle of, oh my gosh, my thoughts become things. I'm screwed. I got to start thinking about different things. Because that's also negative. So let's talk about how to get rid of negative thinking, or at least not even get rid of, because you're gonna always have some sort of thought that comes up, definitely, where it's gonna be a little on the negative side. But how to get better at looking at them and not trying to fix or get stuck in the wheel, the scared fear wheel of, oh my gosh, because I'm thinking this, it's gonna happen. So what can we do with them instead? What we can do with them instead is look at them. And then what I've been trying to do is throw another image at it or throw another thought at it. So, for example, maybe my bad thought is, I'm going to lose all of my money that I've worked hard for. Okay, maybe that's the bad thought. This is just an example. So it's the awareness. So I don't really know how to help you all unless you can first become aware that, oh, that's a bad thought, right? So the bad thought, okay, I'm going to lose all my money. So what I try to do then is, instead of going into that fear mentality of, oh my gosh, because I'm thinking this, I am going to lose my money, or trying to fix it, like, okay, I'm having a negative thought of them, I'm going to lose my money, so I better look at my bank account and I better put this money there and that one, because that's woe too, right? Fixing and fear OCDing, okay? So then what I'll do is notice it, and I'll throw another thought at it. Like, I'll even see, I'm a very visual person. I have paintings in the background, as you can see. I'm so visual. So for me, a lot of this work is like very visual. So sometimes I'll throw that bad thought out. There's like a picture for it, a color for it, maybe a symbol, whatever. I'll throw that out. And then I'll try to throw another thought that's related to it, that's very like positive. That's something that, like, maybe it's a thought I want to have instead of this one. Maybe it's, I wish I was thinking this thought and not this one, right? So maybe I'll throw that out, or maybe I'll throw out, I'm never going to lose all my money. Or I feel good about where I am with money, or just something that's related to this yucky thought. I'll throw that out at it. And what I'll do is I'll kind of merge them together. And the more positive sort of thought, then I watch it sort of eat the negative one, so that the negative one then disappears. Or I'm just making peace with it, right? I'm not fixing it. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of thinking it. That's the biggest thing. Here we go. I'm very redundant, by the way. Being afraid of thinking the negative thought is the screwiest thing of it all right? Because then you send yourself into this fear like train. So yeah, taking that negative thought, let's use another one, for example. I don't even know. Gosh, there's so many ones. My friends aren't going to like me anymore after I express myself. Okay, that's the bad thought. Instead of fixing that, instead of, being scared that I'm thinking that, I'm going to throw another thought out of like, wow, I feel so good expressing myself in front of supportive people who love me. Or I'm going to express myself and my friends are going to love me even more for doing so, right? And letting that good, more positive thought, the thought that you want to be thinking instead, let that sort of totally eat away at the negative one. All right. So that's really the meditation that we're going to work on today, is letting whatever negative thought that's been circulating for you lately, within the past few hours, within today, within the past few months, whatever it is, what's that one that's just like really taking over? And maybe it's a thought that you're also like scared of thinking, right? Like me. So go ahead and just find your seat. Let your feet hit the ground. You can just rest your palms on your thighs. And I just want you to go ahead and pay attention to your seat. What does it feel like to sit? And let the breath help you kind of figure it out. And go to that space behind your eyes, behind thinking, your sanctuary space that we talked about. Is it set up the way you want? And if not, rearrange it. Make it a total sanctuary. Whatever that means to you. Maybe it's a place, maybe it's colors, maybe it's pillows everywhere, Maybe you're sitting in the center of a giant candle and you just feel so at ease. Make sure that your sanctuary space represents full ease and full neutrality. And then wherever your sanctuary space is, whatever it looks like, there is a trap door. And you're just going to open the door and you're just going to watch anyone, anything, any place, any conversation, anything from your day so far. You're just going to watch it get sucked down that trap door. Doesn't even have to make sense. Any thoughts you were thinking before this, anything that you have to do after this, whatever it is, dreams you had last night, conversations you've had with people, people you've seen, whatever, let it flush down. And then just send a gold drop of rain through your sanctuary space just to kind of oomph it up a little bit. Make it more cozy, make it more of a space that you want to come back to. And I want you to go ahead and just set up like a movie screen out in front of you, like a black computer movie screen out in front of you. And I want you to go ahead and let a bad thought that's been kind of consuming or been an obsession over the last few hours or a week or a month, or maybe it's been your whole life, go ahead and just flash the image of that bad thought. Even if it's words, even if it's a scene from your life, maybe it's a future projection, whatever it is, just let it play out like a movie on that screen. And then right next to that movie screen, I want you to set up another movie screen. And on that movie screen, I want you to project something onto it that you would rather be thinking instead of the other movie screen. Or something you would rather be feeling, something you would rather be knowing, something you would rather be talking about, whatever it is, right? Something related to that other screen, that negative thought. Even if it's something as simple as just joy. Put it on that screen. Watch the picture, watch the color, watch the scent or the feeling. And then I just want you to take that positive thought screen and just put it on top of the negative thought screen and let it kind of be a little chaotic, because you have that one negative thought movie screen playing and then the positive thought movie screen playing on top of each other. It's kind of a chaotic image, right? But I want you to watch as that positive thought movie screen sort of takes over that negative one and eats it away, so that pretty soon all you see is that positive thought screen and what's playing there. And just sit in that space. Let's allow yourself to see that thought, think that thought, believe that thought, let this be a replacement for the negative thought, and allow yourself to have this as a replacement. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and take a breath there. And you can just take that movie screen into your hands kind of visually and just lift it up to the heavens and let it just fly away. And then you're back in your sanctuary spot. It's even cozier now that you've encountered the negative thought and let the positive one win. Your space is even cozier now, and you can always come back here. And take a huge ball of brown energy over your head, and let this brown, beautiful brown color sort of represent neutrality, nuance, being flexible, being open, being aware, being present, looking around, like that whole energy. Let this brown ball represent all of that wonder of being in the present moment. And let that beautiful brown just fall down the top of your head and just pour all the way down your body, your throat, your shoulders, your back, your stomach, your hips, your legs, your knees, down your shins, down your feet, down your arms, out through your fingers, and just let this brown energy sort of make a bubble around you. Take a breath in that space. And then dump out some of that extra brown out the top of your head. And then shake it out, come up. So try that. You're not alone. And let me tell you right now, if you're scared of thinking these negative thoughts, if you are aware you're having them and you're scared that they're going to happen because you're thinking of them, or that you don't know how to get rid of them, you're not alone, and they aren't going to happen. If thoughts became things, life would be insanely chaotic. Think about it. All right. But you don't want to have this be a regular thing, right? You don't, because it will eventually become, right? But we're taking control now and replacing it with something that you would want to be thinking, feeling, knowing, tasting, whatever it is. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.